Quiet Valley Living Historical Farm's annual Harvest Festival is one of the area's largest fall festivals. We heard about the festival and decided to experience what living on a farm was like in the 19th century. Quiet Valley Living Historical Farm and its volunteers work to preserve these traditions for future generations through its living historical experience created at the farm. Immediately upon entering the farm, the Penn-Stayed Woodmobile caught our attention, filled with education exhibits on sustainable wood practices and highlighting the different species of wood in Pennsylvania. The truck was filled with products made from Pennsylvania wood by local manufacturing companies. Some of the products included baseball bats, cabinets, a bike, and a guitar made of all wood.
It's one of actually two Martin guitars made completely out of Pennsylvania trees. Guitars are, the sound is produced by the type and species of wood that's used, period end. So nothing will sound like that, nothing else in the world. So that's another significant aspect of it, Is it good to cut down trees? A lot of kids say, no, it's bad, we need to preserve our trees. But it's a harvestable commodity just like anything else, and if we have to do it correctly. Historically we didn't. We did a lot of clear cutting, it was harmful. But now we've changed things up. We're doing things the right way in a sustainable fashion.
After the impromptu concert, we couldn't decide what to eat, see, or do next. Right next to the Woodmobile, they were making apple butter, and the smell of cooking apples was incredible, and we couldn't pass it up.
We started with 30 gallons of cider that we boiled down to 15, and then we added the 6 trays of apples that had been peeled, sliced, and schnitzed or cut. And then we did that at 8 o'clock, and once you start to stir, then you have to stir until it turns into apple butter.
Making apple butter from scratch takes about 2 days. A large copper cauldron, a lot of firewood, and a special mixture to keep the juice moving as it was boiled down. It was a good thing there were so many volunteers willing to help make the apple butter. Since the apple butter wouldn't be ready until the end of the day, we continued to explore the farm. Our next stop, several ladies were dyeing yarn using traditional methods. They used everything from flowers to dead bugs to create the various colors of yarn.
In order to add color to our world, we use things that we would have either here on the farm or that we could acquire from a peddler or a store nearby. Today we're using flowers that we grew in the garden. We have marigolds and goldenrod and tansy, but you can get yellows from a lot of different flowers. And we're also using, this is a walnut tree, a black walnut tree, and the outside hull of the walnut will give us browns. So we have browns from the walnut tree. Everything here is something that would have been available to the housewife in the 1800s.
They colored the yarn and varied the shade by adding minerals or boiling the yarns in different metal pots, which affected the final color. In the tent right next door, there were various groups of people making yarn, threads, and fabrics from several different materials. It is amazing where different fabrics come from, such as flax-based linens, cotton yarns, wool threads, and hemp-based materials. Textile demonstrations of lace making and weaving showed how fabrics were made from farm products and how families living on farms were self-sustaining. Much of the clothing they were wearing at the festival was handmade. Everything at the festival was hands-on, and audience participation was encouraged. As we watched the demonstrations, the smell of griddle cakes lured us away from the textile tent and over to the griddle cake gals. The griddle cakes were a frontier staple for many families, made from a few simple ingredients with berries added for flavor. These cakes are made using currants and tasted amazing, hot off the griddle. Although we could have eaten our fill of griddle cakes for the day, the mouth-watering smell of open roasted firewoods and baked beans, soups, and vegetables cooking on a fire stove drew us reluctantly away from the griddle cakes. The wood-burning stove made in Scranton served as one of the only cooking methods for all the food being served and was able to keep up with the demand of the crowd. Paired with homemade pies and desserts, it was an amazing lunch. This is the ultimate in home cooking, and there were plenty of vegetarian and vegan options. We enjoyed lunch listening to one of the many live music groups scattered throughout the property. After that amazing lunch, sprawling out under a nearby tree for a quick nap would have been in order, but there was still so much to see on the farm before the day ended. Next stop, crop harvesting. Growing grains on the farm to feed people and animals is very important. Grains provided the raw materials to make flour used for breads. The entire process, from grinding the flour and making bread, was on full display. Kids were not only able to see where the different foods come from, but also how they are made from scratch. Many took part in the hands-on demonstrations, sparking curiosity and interest in the young festival goers. Even adults learned a thing or two, and the expression, "go outside and kick some corn," finally made sense when shown a metal knife that fit over a boot used to harvest corn by walking between the rows and kicking the bottom of the corn stalk with the knife to harvest the plant. One thing that impressed us throughout the farm was how much of the plants and animals grown on the farm were used and nothing went to waste. Family farms were the ultimate in self-sufficiency, and each community provided all the skills needed to support operations, such as a local blacksmith. While observing the blacksmith work, one of the local ladies broke a part on a 100-year-old piece of equipment that was being used at the festival. The blacksmith simply took the part and made her a new one as we watched, and she was shortly back in operation. The other key elements of the farm on display included an ice house, which contained ice harvested from the pond on the property in January and covered in sawdust, which kept the entire ice house cold all summer. During most years, there would still be ice in the ice house in January when the next ice harvest would take place. A lime kiln near the ice house was used to make lime to help treat the soil for growing crops. The farm also supports many animals that would have typically been found on early farms, including rabbits, chickens, goats, and sheep. Wagon rides took visitors around the farm, including the pond where the ice is harvested in the winter. Horses were a key element of any farm and were used for everything from transportation to plowing the fields, with draft horses being used for heavier work like logging and plowing. Lighter breeds were used for riding and pulling buggies. After grabbing a fire stove baked pretzel, we headed over to the schoolhouse to observe a class taught using the teaching methods of the time. Then we stopped by a cheese-making demonstration showing methods for making lemon and mozzarella cheeses. Right next door was a Civil War encampment, so we stopped by and talked with the 142nd Volunteer Infantry, a group of reenactors from Stroudsburg, giving spectators an idea of what it was like during the time of the Civil War.
Loaded, ready, you get into your T, and fire. There you go.
We learned how to make butter and candles using both tallow and beeswax.
A tallow candle will burn for 20 minutes until it is gone. It will produce a lot of smoke. It will smell like you lit an animal on fire. Not the greatest thing. A beeswax candle, this burns for 2 hours. There's less smoke. It doesn't smell awful.
The experience was never ending, and there was so much to see at the farm, like the smokehouse, bread oven, corn cribs, barns, and remnants of old farm equipment, combined with exhibits showing how things were made on the frontier, such as early tools and arrowheads, woven baskets and hats, leather products, and things made from animal horns, which has many of the same properties of today's plastics, including the ability to be molded.
If you work it the right way and heat the corn up to about 325 degrees, you can make it into a mold. It forms in this mold and it cools and it maintains that shape. So you make scoops, you make bowls, you make spoons.
It impressed us that there was so much to do on the farm that boredom was never an issue. When the work was done for the day, there were always games or toys for kids, stories to tell, time spent with family, swimming or hiking, and exploring the woods. There was so much time and material available for creative expression, which was evident in the needlepoint art exhibit by the Poconos chapter of the Embroiderers Guild of America. As the sun started to set and the first day of the festival was coming to an end, it was time to go pick up our apple butter and head back to life in the 21st century. We will head back to visit the farm year-round and look forward to spooky days on the farm and an old-time Christmas, as well as the ice harvest. There's always something to do or see at the farm. For more information on the farm, upcoming events, 19th century farm life, or volunteering, visit quietvalley.org. We'll see you on our next time-traveling adventure at the Quiet Valley Living Historical Farm.
Hi, I'm Lorraine Collins, President of Davis R. Chant Realtors.
And I'm Abby Pittenger-Claus, Vice President of Davis R. Chant Realtors.
Chant has been serving the Lake Wallenpaupack region for over 58 years, and we are proud to say we sell more homes by volume than any other real estate company in Northeast Pennsylvania. We are coming off our strongest year in the Lake Region real estate market, selling over $430 million in sales volume.
We work with sellers to put together a thoughtful but aggressive marketing plan tailored to each home individually. Each of our property listings gets a virtual tour and is professionally photographed, giving the prospective buyer the best first impression. The Lake Wallenpaupack area is an attractive place to live because of its low taxes, great school districts, and beautiful scenery. Our team of agents here at Davis R. Chant Realtors has extensive knowledge in the local real estate market. We have experience with everyone from first-time home buyers to experienced investors. Chant uses a variety of print media, billboards, open houses, and national real estate websites to promote properties and reach potential buyers.
Here at Chant, we know that working together and providing channels of communication and feedback is important for the best outcome when selling your home. If you are ready to relocate, upgrade, downsize, or know anyone who's considering the Lake Region area, please stop by one of our Chant offices or call us at 570-226-4518 or visit us online at chantre.com.
Details matter, especially in your home. Do you love the bones or sentimental story behind an old piece of furniture, but can't see how it could possibly fit into your modern home? At Flipped, their mission is to reuse, reimagine, and create something beautiful and functional. Custom furniture design and refinishing, kitchen and bath cabinet painting, and a retail store featuring vintage decor, floral, gifts, hand-poured candles, and gourmet provisions. Flipped Furniture and Home wants to be part of your home because details matter.
If you were to have a conversation with your body, what would that conversation sound like?
I'm not functioning at full capacity. I need a vitamin boost. I'm not getting the right nutrients.
Yeah, probably something like that. Revive and Refresh Health offers IV vitamin therapy, a non-pharmaceutical path to nourishing your body, mind, and mental well-being. They offer customized IVs to ensure you receive the nutrients your body needs. Call or visit for a consultation today. Ritter's Farm Market in Lake Ariel presents its first ever Fall Festival. Get lost in the 8-acre corn maze with hidden treasures. Bring the family this fall season. Stroll through the pumpkin patch, get your face painted, and lots more. Then head into the store to pick your apple cider and other fall favorites. Open daily from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Closed on Sundays, September 22nd to October 28th. Ritter's Farm Market, 991 Hamlin Highway, Lake Ariel on Route 590.
food truck and art festival at Shawnee Mountain featured multiple displays of art and handcrafted work from artisans, as well as a main stage music mashup. The food truck lineup featured some of the best food on wheels from the Poconos Mountains and the tri-state area. Everything from sweet and savory to spicy specialty dishes was on hand for guests to enjoy. Mouth-watering meals in all shapes, styles, and sizes were prepped and delivered hot or cold out of these versatile mobile cafes. Although we couldn't have possibly tried everything available, we had to give it a shot in order to get the true taste of the Food Truck Festival experience. Out of the 25 plus trucks available for the weekend, a few of our favorites were the funnel cakes, Uncle Paul's stuffed pretzels, and crepes with a veggie option. And although we didn't get to try them, the line never stopped at the Have a Ball truck, which featured several types of meatballs, or Ziggy's roasted corn. With so much to choose from, we enlisted the help of a few guests to show their side of what this festival had to offer. This dynamic duo enjoyed Michelle Bistro's delicious risotto balls and gyro. Ziggy's roasted sweet corn was a surefire hit. The options for the weekend were plentiful. Everything from cupcakes, crab cakes, empanadas and Cuban sandwiches, rice and beans and nachos, and another ear of Ziggy's roasted corn. We simply couldn't resist ourselves, so we tried a crab cake, garlic shrimp, and a fish taco. And once again, we see ears of Ziggy's roasted corn, so we had to figure out why it was all the rage.
It's, they dip it in mayonnaise, and then they cover it with Cajun spices and Parmesan cheese. And I gotta tell you, it's piping hot. It's more to hold on to. So, fresh roasted, great stuff.
Very cool. Cool, where you guys from?
Southern California.
Wow, all the way out from Southern California. Very cool. So, what brought you out?
Just to get away. Yeah, fall. Yeah.
So, how do you like this festival? How do you like the food and the trucks, and have you seen any of the art?
Yeah. Really fun, really cute, great atmosphere, and smells great.
Cool, and yourself?
Oh yeah, it's great. The food's great, and the artists are really nice, and yeah, it's cool stuff.
What kind of foods have you tried here today?
Ooh, we started at the meatball truck over there, and we had a couple different kinds. We had cheesesteak, pizza, and the OG. Yeah.
Awesome. And then yourself?
And then we had empanadas, some type of corn thing, but it looks delicious.
Yeah.
What are you having?
Don't forget the stuffed pretzel.
Corn tamale. You come out for a great day. It's kind of a brisk afternoon, and I have to tell you, you guys are rocking some style for me. So, work. I'm loving the hair. I'm loving the hats. It's definitely fall here in the Poconos.
True.
Food wasn't the only feature of the day, as some local breweries and wineries offered adult beverages to complement your food truck selections. And of course, what's a festival without a contest? So here we vote for our favorite truck of the day, then head over to the art side of things.
My mom and a friend started this about 7 or 8 years back and have been doing it since. And
I said, Andrea and I went, okay, let's do a show. And I emailed Jim, and so we met the next week, and we started with 25 photographers and artists. We have 75 awesome. I choose by quality of work and how nice they are. And I go around and meet the people personally before, because I want nice people. If they're not nice people, they don't return. I started my business in 1992 doing aerial photos, so I've had a wonderful run. I've photographed 4 presidents of the United States, 9 governors of New Jersey, and Harrison Ford.
The Art on the Mountain show featured some of the region's most talented, with work that fit any budget or taste.
A week ago, I was working on a multi-million-dollar hotel deal, doing their furniture, and right after that, I designed this piece that's probably going to go on a porch for some farm or something.
That's
so
pretty cool.
It's everything in between, and that's really what makes my world go round.
As we peruse this finely curated show, a few precious pieces caught our eye, so we chatted with the artists.
I do a lot of wire work, I do glass work, I do birch bark work, and I put it all together sometimes and make one thing out of three. I paint on glass. Those are wind chime, and they're made out of Grey Goose bottles and Belvedere bottles, anything that has not a paper label, but a label.
An embossed label. That's
Yes.
amazing.
Always been in creative work. I did artwork when I was young, and I don't know, I've just always done this, and I wake up at night and I think, I just dreamed about something, and then I'll make it. We've been doing things like this for about 15 years, but it's the first time here. Lovely
Excellent.
area. We used to ski here, so we love it.
The boy that made this, and he was a very nice man, and it spoke to us, and we decided to make the purchase.
Kind of what we want to know.
We did this first, and then we were going to eat.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
So what are you thinking about eating, though? Because there was some cool stuff in there.
There are some nice stuff in there. The empanada guy will probably hit up. Some of the crepes look good.
In addition to the food and art, Shawnee offered chairlift rides, so guests could enjoy the first of the fall foliage with a bird's eye view of the mountain. And throughout the day, entertainer Mark Clark amazed audiences with his crowd fun family favorites.
So, on the count of three, audience, are you ready? No! You guys are supposed to be the bloodthirsty crowd. Are you ready? Yeah! Are you two ready? Yeah. I enjoyed this way too much. It's like I'm a Yogi magician. All right, the count of three, pull as hard as you can. Here we go, ready? 1, 2, 3. Is the tube solid? Are the ropes solid? Give a nice round of applause. They did a good job.
In all, the Pocono Food Truck and Art on the Mountain Festival was an excellent way to usher in the fall, with its food truck favorites, Michelle's Bistro, the Empanada Guy, and the ultimate crowd favorite, Uncle Paul's Stuffed Pretzels. If you missed this year's festival, full of food, art, and family fun, visit ShawneeMT.com for more information on next year's festival. The Sterling Business and Technology Park is currently divided into 23 lots ranging in size from 3 to 30 acres. Each lot in the park is KOZ certified for companies that qualify. The Sterling Business and Technology Park is perfectly located just off Exit 17 on Interstate 84 in northeastern Pennsylvania, just under 2 hours from New York City. If you would like to explore locating your business at Sterling Business and Technology Park, visit sterlingbusinesspark.com.
For the largest selection of first quality remnant carpeting for every room in your home, choose Mike's Walk-In Carpet, the only remnant stocking dealer in Wayne County with high quality carpet purchased directly from the manufacturer. With over 40 years experience, you'll get professional service every time. Don't settle for lesser quality carpeting from the big box stores. Choose the best, remnants or special order from Mike's Walk-In Carpet on Route 590, Hawley.
Find out what all the buzz is about. Voted one of the best small towns in the U.S., Honesdale, Pennsylvania is an historically significant town with a vibrant and charming downtown. Spend the day strolling down Main Street and explore our many shops, restaurants, cafes, art galleries, markets, and more. In the evening, enjoy our many dining options, from farm to table to casual eateries to bars and breweries. Honesdale is also widely renowned for its charm. Steeped in history, Honesdale is known as the birthplace of the American Railroad and is still home to an extensive rail schedule on the Stourbridge Line Rail. And for the adventurous, outdoors recreation flourishes all year long. Hike up Irving Cliff, enjoy the Lackawaxen River that runs through town, or simply spend time at our beautiful parks. There's always something going on in Honesdale. For more information about Honesdale's events, check out visithonesdalepa.com. There's so much to do and see in charming Honesdale, PA.
Peace, Love, and Pumpkins at Bethel Woods lights up the night sky with displays of every kind. And Friday Night Lights is the scariest night to attend the event, with live actors portraying ghouls, zombies, vampires, and many other creatures of the night. The first half of the trail features more macabre displays with skeletons, scary pumpkins, graveyards, ghosts, hordes of walking dead, spooky sound effects, fog billowing across the landscape, and spirits that come out of the shadows in all directions. Wandering slowly through this world of horror provides the best experience and gives your senses time to absorb each spooky scene you enter. The artistry, lights, actors, and special effects transport the traveler into the alternate reality and truly trick the eye. At the halfway point of the trail, there's an oasis of music, food, drink, and fire pits offering an escape from the dimension of terror. The warmth of the fire, hot food, cold drinks, and great music provide a relaxing atmosphere to rest, recharge, and prepare for the rest of the trail. The last half of the trail is less spooky than the first half and is filled with displays reminiscent of the Woodstock era, with peace signs, a VW bug, and colorful light displays. Characters such as sharks, turtles, mermaids, and sailing ships line the grounds, evoking a sense of fantasy instead of darkness. Partway through the experience is the pumpkin patch, featuring an artist carving jack-o'-lanterns who answers any questions about technique and demonstrates how to create different effects when carving a pumpkin. There's also a display of jack-o'-lanterns to enjoy. Leaving the pumpkin patch and heading down the path, the dark shadow of the Bethel Center for the Arts looms ahead, and you sense that the journey is about to end. The Center for the Arts is open for the event and offers the chance to buy souvenirs or tour the Woodstock Museum, revisiting the era when peace, love, and music dominated the world. Although most of the crowd may be too young to remember the significance of Woodstock, the message is one of peace, love, acceptance, and being part of something much bigger. If you missed Peace, Love, and Pumpkins, there's always next year. This event happens annually during the last half of October. Tune in to Wally Life every Monday at 9 p.m. on Blue Ridge Communications Channel 13 for the latest in life around Lake Wallenpaupack.